Hello students, I welcome you all to this virtual learning online platform. Today, I would like to talk on chapter 80 from Thirukkural, written by Valuvar. Friends, chapter 80 from Thirukkural is titled as Assessment Before Entering a Friendship. As you know, we had a detailed discussion about the concept of friendship as advised by Thiruvalluvar. Now we are going to deal with another kural from the sequence. This kural is titled as Assessment Before Entering a Friendship. Right in the beginning, you should understand what do you mean by an assessment. Actually, it means an opinion or a judgment about something or somebody that has been thought about very carefully. That is the dictionary meaning of the word assessment. And here, this title is very apt and suggestive. Valuvar suggested here that before you enter into a friendship, you have to have a better understanding of the person whom do you really call as your friend. In this kural, the poet warns everybody like us about the need of an assessment before entering into a friendship. Finding a good friend or a bad is all about the assessment made by an individual. Valuvar warns us against the wrong friendship or the bad friend, if at all he or she comes in contact, comes into the company. It's better that you should not have any friend than having a wrong friend or a bad friend. So the entire poem, that is chapter number 80, deals with the advice offered by Valuvar, and he is trying to counsel us all to accept friendship of an individual who shows a right path to us. And that is the actual gain of life also. But if at all you are in the company of a fool, then you are on the losing side. So friends, this kural that is chapter number 80, titled as Assessment Before Entering a Friendship, is definitely going to teach you very comprehensive idea. Let us talk about it. First of all, I read the translated version of the advice, that of Tirukural, and as it is promoted by Thiruvalluvar, who wants all of us to be in the safe surrounding. See the way Valluvar talks about it. Nothing can be more pernicious than accepting a friend without assessing. After accepting, there is no letting go of them. Assess and assess before taking a friend. Else, the ensuing anguish will be fatal. Know one's traits, roots, faults, and flawless kinship, and then forge a friendship of high birth and fierce disgrace. Give whatever and gain the friendship. When you err, they may chide you till you cry and show you the right way. Access and accept their friendship. There is a gain in grief. It is a tool to stretch and gauge a friend. It is a gain to lose the friendship of a fool. Think not of trifles that stifle your fervor. Take not the friendship of those who desert in distress. A friend who abandons in times of adversity will torment the heart even at death's door. Seek friendship with the impeccable. Give anything to sever ties with unbefitting allies. So this is how the poet has actually advised all the human beings like you and me. The poem begins with the first advice that nothing can be more pernicious than accepting a friend without assessing. It means without proper assessment of an individual, never get into a relationship called friendship. According to Valluvar, nothing can be more pernicious. What do you mean by the word pernicious? Actually, it is an adjective, and it means that having a very harmful effect on somebody or something, especially in a way that is gradual and not easily noticed. So your decision, your acceptance, moreover, I would say your assessment of an individual decides a lot as far as your life is concerned. So Valluvar says, nothing can be more pernicious than accepting a friend without assessing. Unless you assess an individual, unless you judge an individual and come to a common understanding that the person is trustworthy, that the person is worthy enough to be called a friend. So, if at all you accept somebody as your friend without any assessment, that is going to be very effective as far as your entire life is concerned. Effective in the sense, it will have adverse effect on you as an individual and in totality on your life. And that's why Woluwer says, nothing can be more pernicious. So if you accept a friend without assessment, it means it is going to be more pernicious. So if you don't want to make anybody harmful to you, so please never give an opportunity to anybody to get into your circle of friends and make a friendship with a fool like this. So the beginning itself is very interesting. And I think every human being should remember this advice throughout lifetime. The poet says, nothing can be more pernicious than accepting a friend without assessing. After accepting, there is no letting go of them. Mind it well. Once you accept someone, do you think that you can really give up somebody or somebody's friendship? Once you accept somebody as your friend, do you think that you can get rid of the person easily? Once you accept somebody as your friend, do you think that you can simply let him or her off from your circle and life? No, it is not that easy. So before making someone a friend, it is always advisable that you should make the complete assessment of that individual. And that's why Woluwer says, assess and assess before taking a friend. See, this word is repeated twice here. It signifies the importance of assessment. Assess and assess before taking a friend, else the ensuing anguish will be fatal. Suppose you did not assess your friend before making him a friend. What will happen? You have to face the consequences of your decision. Because the kind of severe pain or the mental suffering or the kind of anguish or the unhappiness that you will experience later will really be fatal. That's why the poet says, assess and assess. You should think twice before making anybody as your friend. Think before twice means you should go for double cross verification, double assessment, whether somebody is really worthy enough to be your friend. So Woluwer says, assess and assess before making a friend. And if at all you don't assess, then be always ready to face the consequences of this decision. Because once you accept someone, you will not be able to go away from him or her. And ultimately, you have to suffer a lot. Ultimately, you will be in the unhappiness state, or you will be in the state of unhappiness. And finally, it will be really very fatal to you. Because that anguish will continue till the end of your life. And that's why the poet says, assess and assess before taking a friend, else the ensuing anguish will be fatal. Because one or the other day, everybody has to die, no doubt. But how do you really live your life that makes your life a meaningful one? Whether you want to live in anguish or else you want to give a real sense and meaning to your life, it is all in your hands. If you have a company of good people, you will be also identified as a good person. And unfortunately, you get into the company of bad people, you will also be equally called bad. So the poet proceeds. Know one's traits. See, know one's traits. Traits means you have a particular quality of your personality. You can simply say personality traits. Somebody is dynamic, somebody is fluent in communication, somebody is good at negotiation skills, somebody is holistically good at soft skills, somebody has a positive attitude. Likewise, you have different personality traits. So the poet says, know one's traits. Before making someone as your friend, it would be better that you find out the qualities of that person, the personality traits of that person, and then only you should decide whether to accept someone as your friend or not. But this is not the only criteria of assessment. Know one's traits, roots, faults, and flawless. See the words which are used by the poet here. He says, know one's traits. Traits now you know very well. Personality traits. You have your own qualities, your temperament, disposition, behavior, demeanor, lifestyle, your view to life, your attitude, so on and so on. Likewise, I too have. Everybody has. Similarly, we have our roots as well. As I said earlier, that the man is known by the company he keeps. Similarly, the man is also known by the roots that he has. Where are your connections? What are your connections? We have feelings or connections that you have with some or the other place because you have lived there for a long period of time. You are associated with a family. You belong to one particular class. You belong to one particular community. You belong to your own identity, the cultural identity. And these are our roots. You cannot deny that. Whatever it may be. You may be coming from a good family. You may be coming from financially a weak family. It depends. We don't decide to take birth in one particular family. And everyone doesn't come with a silver spoon in the mouth. So here, Valluvir says that no one's traits, roots, faults. See, traits are personality traits. Roots means you're belonging to some place, family, cultural background, so on and so on. Now, the poet talks about the faults. Don't you think that everybody has a few faults or flaws in life. Is there any personality in the world which is 100% flawless? Can we find it? I don't think so. And that's why we usually say, to err is human. We do commit mistakes. And that's why it is said, like, to err is human. Right? So here, we have some or the other faults or flaws which are the integral part of our existence or personality. But a proper assessment of all these things is necessary before making someone a friend. The poet says, no one's traits, roots, faults, flawless kinship. Flawless kinship. What do you mean by kinship? Kinship means the fact of being related in a particular family. A feeling of being close to somebody because you have similar origins or attitudes. That is the actual dictionary meaning of kinship. So here the poet says, no one's traits, roots, faults, and flawless kinship, and then forge a friendship. How many of us really assess an individual before making him or her a friend? Actually, this is not a kind of procedure or a kind of formality or a kind of intentional activity. But what I personally feel, while making or accepting someone as our friend, generally we make our friendship based on certain criteria. First of all, whether we like the attitude of the person in general, his way of thinking, his ideology. Third, his demeanor and his view to life. If at all we have most of the likings, the things that I like and the things the person likes, if at all they are similar, we come closer. Or else, in the ideological point of view, if my vision, my attitude, my view to life, my thinking process, and all these things related to the another person are also similar, then we come closer. So that becomes the foundation of friendship. Something or the other should be similar between the two, and that becomes the thread of friendship. So here, the poet talks about finding out the merits and demerits of an individual, making someone a friend. And this process should be done well in advance before making someone a friend. That's why the poet says, no one's traits, roots, faults, and flawless kinship, and then forge a friendship. Mind it well. This word is quite significant here. Forge, F-O-R-G-E. It means to put a lot of effort into making something or somebody successful or strong so that it will last long. Now you think of it very practical. You have a different meaning also. To forge means to make something illegal. The illegal copy of something or somebody in order to deceive the people. So if at all you have friendship in order to deceive the people, do you want such kind of people to be your friends? No, not at all. Forge a friendship means to deceive a friend. And if at all you get such kind of wrong person into your company, I think that is the biggest ever anguish of your life, misery of your life. Then the poet says, of high birth and fierce disgrace. Of high birth. Already I told you. Do we decide when and where to take a birth? If at all that is the case, everybody would prefer to take birth in an aristocratic family, in a wealthy family, in the millionaire's home or a billionaire's home. But that is not possible actually. The poet says here, of high birth and fierce and disgrace. Mind it well, you may get different kind of people in your company. But if you get into the bad company, that is going to be the most fatal thing in your life. So one has to assess the nature, disposition, attitude, roots, merits, demerits, weaknesses, strengths of a person before initiating the relationship called friendship. Similarly, in the subsequent idea or in the subsequent expression, Woluwer says to accept friendship of one who shows the right way in your life, who shows the right path in your life. And if at all you are into the wrong company, what will happen? They will chide you till you cry. See the way it is expressed by the poet here. Of high birth and fierce disgrace, give whatever and gain the friendship. Be very selective as far as friends are concerned. Be very choosy. Be very selective, because your choice decides the track of your life, the path of your life. Of course, we should have friends, no doubt about it. We should gain good friends in our company, no doubt about it. But if at all you happen to do some mistake, as the poet says, when you err, they may chide you till you cry. When you err means, already I told you, to err is human. To err means to make a mistake, to commit a mistake. When you err, suppose you happen to do some mistake or you happen to make some mistake, a good friend will always make you aware about your mistake. Then the poet said here, they may chide you till you cry. They may chide you means they will criticize you, they will blame you, they will make you aware whatever wrong that you have done. And once you realize your mistake, once you cry for your mistakes, and you come back to the righteous path of life, once you follow the right track of your life, then only, mind it well, you should really feel happy that you are in the right company. So who is a good friend then? The person who will make you aware about your mistakes. Otherwise, you get many number of people around. Those who keep adulating you, those who keep appreciating you, sometimes for nothing also. Be aware of such kind of people around. If at all, unnecessarily, you are being adulated or admired for something, then you need to be worried about your friends. because such kind of friends will never show you the right path of life. Once you commit a mistake, your friend should always show you, point it out that you have done a mistake. So that is the sign of a good person. That is the sign of a good friend, acceptable friend. Then Valluvar advises, assess and accept their friendship. See the kind of analysis made here. And these are all practical, These advices were applicable when Valluvar wrote all these Kurals. And now we are in 21st century. Already we completed 2 decades of 21st century. We are living in the ultra-modern era. These advices are applicable even today. And this is the universal value of Tirukural. This is the universal value of the advices offered by Valluvar. And see the kind of idea processed over here when he says, when you err, they may chide you till you cry and show you the right way, assess and accept their friendship. So you should accept the friendship of such people only, those who are worthy enough, those who are trustworthy, those who are loyal, those who are honest, those who are pointing out your errors right on your face immediately in order to bring you back to the right track. So if at all you have such kind of people around, then only accept them as your friends. So this is just the half of the chapter 80. Okay, so in the next part I will try to cover the remaining half part of chapter 80, assessment before entering a friendship. Thank you very much.